Texas Stingray is a new for 2020 GCI that opened up at SeaWorld San Antonio earlier this year. It was the park's first ever wooden coaster, and I gotta tell you, this was absolutely the perfect fit for their already great coaster collection. It's such a massive wooden coaster, actually having steel supports, which is a trend with GCI recently, as we saw the same with Invader when opened at BG in 2017. And of course, it rides great too, debatably being the best coaster at the park and one of the best GCIs out there. It was exactly what SeaWorld San Antonio needed, and they did an absolutely fantastic job on creating a super fun wooden coaster. So that's what I'll be doing in today's video, my full in-depth review on the new for 2020 wooden coaster, Texas Stingray. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos on coasters often, as every single one of you helps the channel out tremendously. Also, if you want to see more, make sure to follow my Insta page for updates and much more. But now that is out of the way, let's jump in. First off, I want to talk about what makes this ride so good, and that comes down to a ton of reasons, but the first one is the smoothness. This ride is about as smooth as you can get for a wooden coaster. Similar to Mystic, they can even be smoother than some of the prefabs, especially El Toro. There's that wooden coaster feeling just enough to make it feel like a woodie, while also there being no roughness at all, just adding so much to the experience. I actually got 5 rides on this thing, those being 2 in the front, 1 in the middle, and 2 in the back, all of them delivering very solid rides, but one row just stands above the rest. That is the back seat, by far the best seat, as of course on those moments such as the drop where you get pulled down, but also those massive GCI turns will have you whipped through them, as it honestly feels like you're just gliding along the track. This whole coaster is just such an enjoyable experience. Of course, it's a twister layout, so it's not focused on airtime, though this coaster still has some very good airtime moments. Like I said earlier, GCI loves to pack in tiny pops of air through their elements, like on this ride the first turn has some fluid right before you dive back down. Next one, you come up into a little pop of airtime, then go down into that bank turn, and the same with all the others, you see that very often throughout the layout. It's really an ongoing theme with these rides, but GCI has perfected it, and man, did they do them flawlessly, but that's not all the airtime on this coaster. Referring back to the drop, there's that of course, and then there are some more standard hills near the end, being some of my favorite parts of the coaster. So let's walk up to this coaster. First off, you're going to notice how nicely presented the plaza is. You have some flowers, and man, that sign. It's an awesome sign. SeaWorld made a fantastic logo with those colors. It just looks absolutely fantastic. You then go through that queue, which this one is really interesting as there are no railings or any of that. It's just a path that I actually really like it. It looks good, and it's a change from your normal cattle pins. This ride really doesn't have any other theming other than, the name, some country music throughout the line and actually on the lift hill. And you could even say the wooden track is some theming due to Texan Stingrays being brown, which, makes sense to why they named it that. As you head into that very modern station, you will notice those trains, and wow, these trains look absolutely incredible. To add on how good they look, to my surprise, they don't even have seatbelts, which every GCI has, giving you a way better chance to get some airtime. These Millennium Flyers are solid. The only problem is, of course, them coming down and stapling you during the ride, so my recommendation is don't give yourself too much room as they could come down very easily. So as you leave that station, you'll take a right-hand turn up into that lift hill. For it only being 96 feet tall, it feels way higher. And once you crest over the top, you take another right turn into that drop where there is that non-curved straight drop. It's way better than the other standard GCI drops, which really just feel like bank turns, and this one is super fun. Probably, in my opinion, it's one of, if not the best moment of the coaster, but only in the back seat, as in the front, it's just an okay drop. You will speed up into that first swooping turn, followed by another bank turn, all in this first section of the ride that is the most twisted of that twister layout. You'll find yourself going through another bank turn. This one, you feel like you were just gliding through, the same with the next step down element. This, I just don't know why, it's just so fun, especially in the back, into another fantastic element, this super good rapid transition. It's a very fun whip moment. You even get some great ejector going through that transition as it pretty much jolts you out of your seat. It's just super unique for a GCI. You again head under the structure, this actually delivering a very nice head chopper. There's a left hand turn into another, turn of course, with a quick pop of airtime. That leads you into a very shallow airtime hill, as that's probably the weakest airtime of the ride, but it'll pick right back up into two back-to-back airtime hills. The second one is especially good in the back as you dive into that tunnel. It's just sudden change of light as you are in and out in an instant. Followed by that is some more high-speed rapid turns into a very strong airtime hill to where you'll make one final turn into the brakes. And then of course is a shed, which is very nice, especially on a hot summer day. So for its overall score, what am I gonna give it? I'll give it a 9 out of 10, and it for sure deserves that score, as if you are thinking of coming to SeaWorld San Antonio, or at least revisiting, this is 100% of a great reason to do so. But what do you think of Texas Stingray? Make sure to post that in the comments below. I read every comment. Love you guys have to say. And of course, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe for more videos on coasters often. And see ya!